Welcome everybody to episode 15.
15 already?
15 already.
Man, wow.
Making progress.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to our pod, and I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, this has been great doing this. So, Buko Boys, 15. Here we go.
I'm DVO.
I'm Dale.
The Van Otten Smash Brothers.
And it is getting closer to Christmas.
I love this time of year. I'm gonna keep talking about it till it's Christmas. I love it.
And then we'll talk about New Year's when Christmas is over.
Do you have a good time? Do you do anything on New Year's?
This year I won't be because I'll just be having my hernia surgery.
Oh, I gotta pick you up, right?
So my wife might be.
Oh, okay.
She might be home for that, so we won't need to worry about that. I don't think anymore.
Excellent.
So yeah.
So when is your surgery?
It's gonna be like 2 days after Christmas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh man. So you're gonna be bedridden for a couple days? What why can't you do anything on New Year's?
Yeah, I'll pretty much be bedridden for a couple days. I want to take it easy.
Okay.
And I don't want to be where there's gonna be a lot of people that could bump into me. So punch them square in the face.
We usually go to someone in the in-laws' house and do karaoke, and I kind of want to do something else this year
for New Year's.
Yeah, I don't want to do karaoke every New Year's.
Go downtown and get plastic.
I don't want to go downtown either. We did that a couple times when we were younger.
Yes, we have.
To that, I don't remember what they called it back then. Something different.
First night.
Is it still called that, actually? Now that you said that.
I don't know what it's called anymore.
Okay.
I haven't been to it for a while. I tried to go downtown probably like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And it was so cold we just left.
Yeah, that's another reason why I don't want to go down there either. It's just too cold, too crowded.
Yeah.
But I remember when we went a long time ago, me, you, and Tyrell, and it got really foggy one year. And some crackhead was asking us for Coke or something like that. Do you remember that?
He was asking us to buy it off of him.
Oh, he wanted to sell it to us?
Yeah. No, this dude had like a blue suit on, like a light blue suit from the 70s. And he was leaning up against like the homeless shelter or something. And as he was asking us to buy from him, and we're like, hell no, get the hell away from us. A carjacking happened right next to us.
Dude, I don't remember this.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah. There was a carjacking happened where some guy ran up on a car. We heard some yelling. We look over. A guy rips a guy out of his car and jumps in and speeds off. You don't remember this?
Well, I'm going to tell you. There's some times in my life where they get kind of hazy from certain things that I've done, and there's moments in my life that get hazy, and I don't remember specific details.
Because we were walking from First Night downtown all the way to 10th West to Billy's house.
Okay.
And that's where we encountered the carjacking and the...
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't
remember. Suit trying to sell us crack or Coke or something.
It's crazy. It feels like 100 years ago, too, to be honest. Like, it's just crazy times. Crazy times. That's funny. So, so anyway, I know you got a topic you want to bring up because now we're getting too close to Christmas time.
Oh, you know what you missed out, though, on Christmas stuff? We decorated our ginger ninja bread men. And
you had the girls. Cookies. You had both of our girls, and
you missed out on good times.
I know. I was all over the place that day. I've had a very busy week. This is the first day actually I had some time because I had a couple appointments rescheduled for me today. That's why I have some time right now.
Maybe I'll post a picture of my ugly sweater cookie because it was pretty.
Yeah. But you guys literally had to make the gingerbread, right?
Yeah. So we had to roll out the dough and use the cookie cutters and then bake it.
How did it taste?
They were hard.
Oh, okay. So
but since our last episode when I said I hadn't tried any gingerbread type things.
Okay.
I did.
What'd you try?
So there was that gingerbread cookie when it was still soft.
Okay.
I tried that and it was meh.
Okay.
It wasn't that great.
Because it's mass produced.
And then I had a gingerbread bundt cake from Kneaders.
Oh, interesting.
It was pretty damn good.
I didn't know they had that.
Yep.
It was pretty good, huh?
It was really good.
It was a bundt cake?
Yep.
Interesting. Like, was this a mini one? Or
yes, a mini one.
Like 1 bite, 2 bites type of mini one?
No, you could probably share it with 3-4 people.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was really good.
Interesting. I didn't know they had that over there.
Now you know.
I'm going to go get some.
It was really good.
We still need to go to that. We need to go to that place that we talked about last time. Which one? Schmidt My Pants Bakery.
Yes. We can Schmidt our pants there.
So maybe should we go? What are you doing after this? Should we go there after there?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Cool.
We'll pack up Savannah and take her with us.
So you want to talk about Krampus?
Krampus.
Did you watch that movie?
I did watch.
I think we talked about it another episode.
No, we talked about it just between you and I.
Oh, okay.
And you asked me if I had seen it, and then said you were thinking about watching it.
I don't want to watch it.
I've
heard bad things about it. It looks terrible to me.
Well, it is terrible. You have to know going into watching it that it's going to be a terrible movie.
But I don't know if I want to spend 2 hours of my life watching a terrible movie.
Comedic actors in it being serious about a fictional character coming to kill them.
Because they got that Adam. I can't remember his name, but
yeah, he was from Step Brothers. And
sure, we talked about this before.
Maybe.
Okay. I don't remember either.
Well, because like I said, we talked about. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but we talked about it.
Okay.
But it's worth watching for a laugh, knowing like just as a.
But it's not comedy, right? It's like
it's not a comedy. It's a horror movie.
It's supposed to be a horror movie.
Yes, it's a horror movie based around Christmas about Krampus.
So did you want to talk about the movie or do you want to talk about the history of Krampus?
Just Krampus, the idea of Krampus.
Okay, because I don't know much about it actually.
So it was a European. He was made up as Santa's counterpart. Takes care of the naughty kids.
So it's not, they don't just get coal, they get eaten or something.
They get ripped out of so they were actually legit doing this stuff in Europe where they were ripping kids out of their homes that were bad. The parents were all like telling them to do it.
Oh, really?
And so they'd come over and rip the kids out and drag them out of the house and spank them out on the street or something.
Oh.
And they were dressed up like this the goat.
Interesting. Okay, all right. I kind of like this. I like this whole real thing. Actually, this actually really interests me.
So they don't do it anymore like that.
I wish they did.
They do a Krampus parade in some parts of Europe where they have these people dressed up like Krampus and they walk down the streets and they, try to be scary, and that's pretty funny. But the history about it is pretty badass because of the good kids get presents and then the bad kids just like, man, I'll just keep being bad. My parents can't afford presents anyways. And then instead, they just get their asses beat in the street by some goat.
You know what I love is like the 2 months, like October, November, December. You can always use that as like a way to like calm your kids down when they're acting up. Say, hey, listen,
Santa Claus watching your ass.
He's watching your ass. And you do anything, you're not getting nothing.
I remember having to pretend I was calling Santa Claus.
You called me.
Yeah, I called you.
I remember that.
To be Santa Claus. I'd have to talk to you ahead of time. Okay, this is what's going on.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. You called me. You put me on speaker or something. That's hilarious.
Yep.
I forgot about that. That's the one good thing, right? Because you always use that. Because like you mentioned it in March or April, and they're like, man.
And I'm like,
but like October, November, they know it's coming up.
It's
like,
crunch time. All right. I have to be extra good. I'm really getting watched right now.
Yeah. It's the time. So that's what's always good about this time. Kids are acting up. You can always bring it up. Hey, Santa's watching.
I know you don't hear that shit in summertime.
No,
kids acting up.
Like,
Santa Claus watching you. It's June. Shut up.
Yeah. He'll forget about this. So tell me some more about Krampus because I actually love the real story behind it.
Exactly.
So they're taking the kids, rip them out, and say, "Hey, you been really bad this year." Yeah. Whap them on the ass.
I think in some places they whap them on the ass, or they throw them in a burlap sack and drag them down the street.
That's a little extreme. Okay.
Acting like they're really gonna get taken.
That's kind of funny though. That's pretty fun. I can see why it didn't last,
but you can see how it instills some fear into some kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay, not only are you not going to get toys this year, you're also going to get Krampus come get your ass.
Yeah, whoop on you. So that's all right. I like that.
So that's what Krampus
interesting.
is.
That's interesting.
But they make a horror movie out of it. It's pretty funny. I think it was a funny movie. No, not that it's a comedy, but it just as a movie is pretty funny.
I went to the mall the other day, and I just went to go grab something, and it was like in the middle of the day, so the mall wasn't busy. And I walked by like the Santa area, and the guy's sitting there, and he waves at me. I'm not gonna lie, I had the biggest smile on my face.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say you had the biggest boner.
Dale,
Santa Claus.
Santa's watching you. You
Oh,
talk
shit.
like that. What's wrong with you?
Oh my god. It's crunch time too. This is the worst time to talk like
2
that.
weeks, week and a half.
Oh my god.
But I had the biggest smile. I was like, Santa, thanks for acknowledging me. He's my bud, you know? He's my bud.
I heard about there was a Santa at one of the Kohl's over here by my house.
Okay.
Somebody posted it about there was a woman dressed as Santa Claus
Okay.
and she had the beard tucked under her chin.
Okay.
And it was like it was just strange that okay, a woman's gonna dress up like Santa Claus and wear the beard, but then like not even wear it right.
Yeah, what's the point
What's the point?
of wearing the beard then? Just not wear it.
Exactly.
Or grow your own facial fuzz out. Or something, you know, like, what, yeah. Someone was she on break? Like, they took a picture.
No,
were they on
no.
break?
That's just how she was taking.
And kids were
pictures.
sitting on their
Yes,
lap, or
yes.
I ain't taking my kid to that.
I
Santa
wouldn't
Claus.
either, right?
It's not that it's a woman. It's like
exactly.
If you're gonna wear it. Don't
Yeah.
try to be like, oh, I'm so different and acknowledge my difference. No,
or just say you're Mrs. Santa Claus if you want to just do.
Yeah,
Show that you're a woman.
Kids love Mrs. Santa Claus too.
But yeah, don't ruin it for kids.
I kind of want to.
I'm offended.
I'm gonna poke him with a candy cane. Now I'm offended.
And I heard that candy canes on the tree were originally meant for Santa Claus. I think.
We were growing up, but we were told about candy canes.
That you couldn't touch it
You couldn't touch it because they were fake. Remember?
until Santa touches it.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, you'd come down and touch the candy
I
canes, and they
tested that theory the moment I was told that.
You're like, I don't know, it smells like candy.
Yeah, I
I
was
smell
like,
that peppermint.
I'm gonna
But
try
then,
this.
But you know what? At the same time, too, I really didn't want it because I don't really care for peppermint candy canes a whole lot. Like, I don't mind one, but I don't want a whole tree to eat a whole tree.
Remember when we were
canes.
kids? There was only 2 flavors of candy canes. There was peppermint, and then there was the cherry.
It was rainbow, though.
It was rainbow color, but it was cherry flavored.
I know, this is so good. I want one.
And you never knew what the hell which was which. They were sometimes it looked like it was going to be the cherry one, and you get peppermint.
Oh, peppermint! I remember I wanted to eat the candy canes. So it was a sharp apparatus that I could use to poke people with. I would poke you with it.
They get sharp. Candy canes.
Yeah,
get sharp
heck yeah.
as shit.
That's a good weapon right there. Because you know what? It would dissolve, and there's no fingerprints.
No, it wouldn't dissolve. Icicles. If you're
I know,
looking
that's
for
always been my thing. I wasn't gonna go there, but that's my go-to weapon of choice: is icicles.
Krampus probably uses candy canes.
Oh, he hooks them, brings them in, and then
Stabs them with the other end.
in the jugular. What happened in that movie? So what did he do? Was he like just on a rampage of killing rampage? Is that what they did in the movie?
I can't remember exactly. Like I think his.
Did they defeat him in the end?
No, he kills everybody.
He's superhuman.
Yeah.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
All right.
You do that.
I still don't want to watch the movie though.
Is
it a Christmas movie?
Yes, it's a Christmas movie, and he has little like gremlins too.
Hey, I posted, favorite Christmas movies, and one of my friends, Jose, said Die Hard, and I said, hey, what if, even though Bruce Willis said it's not a Christmas movie, he said, Bruce Willis is old and weak, he doesn't know, it's a Christmas movie. I said, all right. So, I'm curious what people think if it has, because you said on the last episode, anything Christmas related is a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. And I had an idea of one, and I can't remember it now. But if it hits me, I'll bring it up again.
Oh, I did watch Reindeer Games, and it is around Christmas.
Oh, okay. Was it good? Did you like it?
It was pretty good. It was. It shows its age, that's for sure.
Isn't Tony Soprano in it?
You know what? I kind of was losing interest in it while I was watching it.
So you didn't finish it?
I was kind of going in and out of
why'd you
watching it. Well, I paid attention to the gist of the movie.
Okay. All right. Now, recently, near us, a new Krispy Kreme opened up.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring this up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
When it first came to Utah, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago or more?
20.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
And I remember they had a couple locations, and now... Until recently, there was only one location in basically Utah.
Yeah,
it
was like a huge fad that came in.
Yeah,
and then just sizzled out.
And then I remember people drive and wait in line for hours for like 24 donuts
Mm-hmm.
of just a regular
when
plain.
when it first came out, yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, they're pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I can eat one in like 2 bites because
It's
I think they sprinkle. I think the glazing is part cocaine or something.
Or heroin.
Yeah, it's something in that glaze for sure. But there was a couple more locations. They went out of business. Now they're opening locations again. Why? I don't know. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Dunkin' Donuts made it come back too.
Yeah, because they were big like in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And then like another 5-10 years ago, they blew up again.
Decades without having one here, and all of a sudden they're everywhere now.
Now I think they changed their name to just Dunkin'.
I think they are.
Yeah, just Dunkin'. I don't know. I like the double D's though. I
Pretty...
like the initial double D's on it. So.
Damn right.
So, but is that gonna be a big competition for Dunkin'?
Yes.
Let's compare them. I had a great idea. Next episode we need to compare.
That's an easy one too.
What so
just get a regular glaze.
Like?
We'll just get a regular glaze.
Okay.
Compare them. We should get like a dozen each. Because you need at least 6 of them to get the full flavor.
I think yesterday was like National Donut Day too.
I think they're doing the dollar dozen, right?
It's like the second dozen, but yeah.
So you buy a dozen,
you get another dozen for.
So we have to eat a dozen each. I mean, I'm game if you're game.
maybe next week. I did need a little bit of break from that Ferrero Rocher challenge.
That was a lot of sugar.
If you guys didn't watch that was like an episode or 2 ago, I think, right? Episode 13, I think we did that. Mm-hmm. We attempted a world record at eating Ferrero Rocher. Didn't go so well. You should watch it anyway.
Yeah, it's amazing how many that guy got.
But I'll tell you, when Dunkin' Donuts opened up, everyone talked about their coffee. Do you remember that? Like, it was like their coffee was like a big deal.
Yeah, but I'm not a coffee person.
I don't mind some coffee, but I wasn't a big fan of their coffee. I wasn't. I had Krispy Kremes. We went to the opening, to the one in Sandy, and I like their coffee.
And what flavor did we get?
Pumpkin spice.
You're damn right. And it wasn't just that cake donut pumpkin spice. It's a shit I've been looking for forever.
I remember you said that. I was like, how was it? Because you ate it first, and I was kind of getting my coffee ready.
I was like, I can't wait.
And I was like, how was it? And I remember you said, this is what I've been looking for. So what was it? Was it the consistency that you were looking for?
Yes, I'm not a fan of cake donuts. Cake donuts? Well, let me rephrase that. Chocolate. I love cake donuts, okay?
Okay. I don't discriminate when it comes to donuts.
But when it comes to a regular donut,
okay,
like a glazed donut or anything flavored like that,
okay,
compared to a cake donut, I will always pick the other.
So you like
style.
The yeast?
Yeah,
the yeast donut
like
versus
the fried. Not because cake donuts are baked, right?
I think they're both sometimes.
Okay, but I'm not a fan of that. It's too thick and bready.
Okay,
I like the really soft ones.
No, there is this place that's in Tooele. It's a donut shop, and it was ranked something like best donut in Utah. We should get that into the mix of the comparison.
Because it's the best in Utah?
Yeah. I don't remember. It was on the news, but they won an award. Like, yeah, something like best donut in Utah. So, outside of a franchise, I'm assuming.
Okay. Now I'm interested in trying this.
Yeah. So we should do some type of comparison. But, like, coming off the bat, is there one that now that Krispy Kreme opened up again, would you rather go to a Krispy Kreme or a Dunkin'?
Out of convenience of driving, neither. I would go to Jack's Donuts because it's so close.
Okay, you just brought up a whole new can of worms.
I just changed the game.
So I talked to the owner a little bit. I'm actually talking with her to get her on my podcast. Do you want to know a little bit of history of that?
I heard a little bit of it.
From me?
Yes.
Well, the listeners want to hear then. So the answer is yes. It's called a rhetorical question there. So I talked to her a little bit, and what happened was she was looking for like a donut place because she lives out in Harriman. She was looking for a donut place and just couldn't find like a really good donut place besides like the grocery store. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, they're kind of farther apart, right? Like these more kind of these franchise ones. So her and her husband talked and said, we need to open up a donut shop. So they kind of explored different places, and they found this one in Indiana, Jack's Donuts. Loved it, and they went down, talked to the owner, and he wasn't really open to the idea of opening a franchise in Utah because they're only in Indiana at the time. And he came down here, they talked, and he finally agreed. So they opened up one in is it Harriman or
South Jordan?
South Jordan. So they opened one in South Jordan. Now they opened up a brand new one in West Jordan, which is by my house. And she told me they've got the rights to Utah. They're looking at opening another one in Utah County. But it's pretty damn good donuts.
Yeah,
the problem with all these like really great donut places, they're like way expensive compared to like the grocery store, but it's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, you pay for quality.
Do you have a favorite kind? Besides pumpkin spice?
Yes. I'm a fan of the Bavarian cream filled.
Okay.
And apple fritters.
Oh, I love a good apple fritter.
And then any other flavor of glaze. Like, I'm a big fan of irregular glaze.
Yeah.
But any type of flavor mixed glaze on top of a donut, I'm a fan of.
Okay. And that one in Tooele, I think it's called Nighttime Donuts, I think is what it's called. But they have a fritter that's pineapple jalapeno.
What?
It's pretty good. They gave it to me as a sample. I was like, yes, I'll take one, please.
I would. Okay, I'm really interested in this donut place now.
All right. Maybe we need to take a trip up there.
Maybe it's haunted. Tooele's haunted as shit.
Yeah, I mean those houses on one of the. Remember, if you guys remember one of our last podcasts and YouTube shows, I talked about an episode where I went to an appointment out there, and that crawl space was pretty freaky. So we posted it, so you guys need to check that out. It was some crazy stuff happening out there in that Tooele County area. I'll tell you.
So let's see if it's haunted when we go.
Yeah. All right, I'm my mouth's watering talking about donuts now.
Should we talk about Tyrone then?
Oh my gosh, my favorite. So, you want to tell the story?
You can.
All right, because I'm a kind of a Tyrone aficionado. And you're probably wondering, what the hell's Tyrone? So, Tyrone is a Filipino dessert.
Let's call it a banana egg roll.
It's a banana egg roll for layman's terms.
Yeah.
All right?
For Americans that aren't... their palates aren't as distinguished as ours.
So, in essence, you take like a not quite ripe banana and you roll it in the wrapper of an egg roll, and you put like some sugar, brown sugar, and you just kind of roll it. This is the base. I'm just kind of starting with the basic, okay? And you fry it. So that's why it has to be not quite ripe, because if you fry it, it will basically liquefy. And it's delicious. So good.
I would beg to differ on the not quite ripe. I think perfectly ripened is perfect.
I've seen it turn to mush, and it's
almost like it was over-ripened. That's because it was over-ripened.
Yeah. So you're saying like just barely, basically just hit ripe?
Yeah,
you're saying
just barely hit ripened within that first couple.
You just kind of lose the last fade of green.
Yep.
But you don't got no brown on that banana.
Nope, not yet.
All right. That's good. I like that one. Yeah,
it's
okay.
a virgin banana.
It hasn't been abused yet.
No.
That's a good point. So just right when it hits yellow. So this is the simple version, right? This is the simple version.
But you want to use plantains or...
There's plantains. I'll tell you, the Asian bananas are so good. The Asian bananas, like in the Philippines or other Asian countries, they're different. They're like way smaller, like half the size of our steroid infused bananas here.
They're thicker, fibrous, more sweeter.
They're sweeter. It's crazy because it's much smaller, but it's a lot more sweeter.
Ripened. Yeah. Anything tree ripened is sweeter.
That's true. And that's probably the best one. And then
jackfruit in it.
Just like a strip of jackfruit. If you guys had jackfruit, it's so good. But you put a little strip of jackfruit and then the brown sugar, roll it, fry it.
Put more brown sugar.
It makes like a glaze on it. It's so good. And this place in West Jordan just opened up. It's a Pinoy food. So Pinoy is kind of slang for Filipino. It's a Pinoy food restaurant. They don't have a lot. It's just like 6 dishes, like some of the most common, most popular dishes. Really good. Dale and I went on grand opening, and we got some food. They have lumpia. That's our egg roll. Fried egg roll, so good. Barbecue skewers. They also have banana Q. So they take that same Asian banana and barbecue it.
On a stick.
Put a little bit of brown sugar, caramelizes. So good. But Tyrone, this is some damn good Tyrone.
Yeah, and it was what, 3 for $5?
3 for like $3 or $4, something like that.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was like 3 for $3 or $4, so it's not bad, and they're good size. This place is good. Just opened up in West Jordan.
It's called BFF Tyrone.
And Tyrone is Turon. if you guys want to try Filipino food, go check this place out. I'm mentioning it because they're kind of friends of our family, and a lot of our friends are kind of help supporting them a little bit. So it's good though. This food was good. You know, it's hard to come across like Filipino food sometimes. And I hope it stays there. I hope you guys kind of support them because I can't tell you how many times people come from out of town and they hit me up. Hey, Derek, someone just came in from out of town. Where can they go get some Filipino food? Or, hey, Derek, I'm coming back into Salt Lake. Where can I get some Filipino food? I'm like, nowhere. Like my mom's house, come over. Or, you know, I was like, we'll cook or something. But now there's a place. So I really hope people support it and it lasts. Because sometimes... You know, my wife obviously doesn't cook Filipino food. Your wife doesn't cook Filipino food.
I have to do it.
Yeah, you know, it's like you got a hankering. You don't want to go. You're out and about. Sometimes you just want some lumpia on the go.
Hell yeah!
It's a perfect snack on the go.
And they got halo.
They have halo. I do want to do an episode on that maybe in the summer. That is a nice summer treat. But halo is another dessert dish made with shaved ice. So good, so good. It's like shaved ice and then some.
Yeah, you get all the mix-ins.
Maybe next week we'll have to bring some Tyrone on here too and
hell yeah,
show you guys what we're talking about. We know what we're talking about. That's good stuff. What else we got to talk about?
Did you have some ghost stories?
Yeah, I did get some ghost stories. So Jessica James, a friend of ours, also guess where she grew up?
Midvale.
So
haunted
she
as shit too.
What's that?
Midvale's haunted as shit.
Midvale's haunted as shit. There's some crazy buildings over there. Remember we went to this crazy ass field? They tore it down now. They built some condos. Remember that field?
Yes, because there was an old cemetery that we had no idea that was there. And
they just made me realize, did they just build on top of the cemetery?
No, they actually... the cemetery's still there, and they preserved it now, and they built around the cemetery.
Because the weeds were like 4 feet tall in the cemetery.
Huge.
Like, you wouldn't even know. Like, you had to, like, walk through there. Yeah, it was crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was too hard. And we were wearing flip-flops, and it was too hard to get it.
Yeah.
There's some little spiky-ass weeds.
Right.
They were going to get us.
So...
No, thanks. And then, found this backpack.
Oh, yeah.
I found a backpack.
It's a hobo backpack.
Yeah, I pulled it out. I was like, what the hell is this? It was full. It was jam-packed.
Clothes and
it had just
trinkets.
Random weird stuff, like Ziploc bags full of costume jewelry.
Yeah.
And it,
random, right?
Yeah, probably some crackhead prostitute.
Yeah, and they were trying to hide it or ditch it or something.
Yeah, so she was out tricking and had to leave her kids
because she got picked up. So Jessica James, she lived in Midvale, and she lived down the street from us because we went to the same elementary school. And she's got 2 stories that she shared with me, and she said she's got more. So I'm interested to hear more. But 2 stories that she shared with us. One, she was with another friend of ours named Katie Dirksen. And they're in her house. And she has one of those day beds. Remember those?
Okay.
So it's like...
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like kind of caged.
It's like a crib without us missing one side.
Yeah, so it's like... Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah.
So they're sitting on the bed facing each other. So basically one leg is on the bed, the other leg is like on the floor. Mm-hmm. You know, like hanging off.
On the one side, the part of the crib that doesn't have a
cage.
cage.
The cage, you're right, because the cage is against the wall. Yeah, you know exactly. Yeah, good old. I haven't seen a day bed forever now that I think about it.
It's been a long time. Well, we've kind of grown up, so
yeah, it's true.
It's for children.
But I don't see it in my furniture stores. I don't see day beds. So, Katie and Jessica are facing each other talking, and all of a sudden, I can't remember who's who. In the story, but all of a sudden one of them jerks their head back. And they go, did you just see that? They said, yeah, what was that? I just got my hair pulled. Out of nowhere. Just got her hair yanked. Her ponytail, basically. Just yanked her head and the other one saw it. So that's one story. This one's pretty freaky. So she's with Kim. Her name is Kim Shell now, but it was Kim Larson back in the day. So if you guys are listening and know us from school, maybe you recognize these names. But... anyway, Jessica's mom and dad used to work nights. And so they had to go to work. And I think it was like a Friday night or something like that. And Jessica was with her 2 younger brothers, I believe. And she didn't want to kind of be alone with them because they were much younger. She didn't want to be alone with her younger brother. So she asked Kim to sleep over. So Kim gets there before they do because I don't know where they were at, but Kim gets there before, and when they pull up, she's kind of standing on the steps, and they go in and she noticed that Kim was acting kind of weird, so didn't pay much attention to it. Anyway, they get in the house. Her mom's getting ready for work. They're sitting in the living room, I think, watching TV, and they hear some scratches on the wall, and. So Jessica's like, "Hey, Mom, I think maybe there's like a mice or something. I hear like some scratches behind the wall." And so her mom goes in behind that wall, and it's their closet in their master bedroom. And she's like, "No, there's nothing in here." But the interesting part is all of Jessica's dad's button-up shirts, I think just the white ones too, she mentioned, were all on the floor off the hangers. So that's pretty interesting, right? Her mom just hangs it up, doesn't really think much about it. Her mom goes to work, and so now it's just the four of them in the house, the four kids alone in the house. I think she said it was like a Friday night, like a weekend. So they hear the scratching again. So they're hearing the scratching again. So she's like, "What is that?" So she tells, which one? I think she tells the older brother of hers out of the two. She said, "Hey, go check it out. Like, go in the room. Like, go see what's going on." And so he's walking down the hall to go in the bedroom. Jessica and Kim are in the kitchen with like butcher knives or something. So they're a little freaked out. And then their baby brother's like, I think she said like just in his underwear, diapers, walking around in the living room. And so her brother goes in the room, and he kind of peeks his head in there, and he goes in. And it's kind of quiet. And all of a sudden, she hears him screaming and run out of the room. And he's like screaming like, it's not real or it's not a person, something like that. He runs out, runs into the fridge, ping pongs off into the stove, and then falls and hits the ground like a cartoon. And they're like, "What the hell?" Right? Because they're holding these knives and they're freaked out. And he says that he went in the room, and he just sees like this girl like kind of peek around, like a ghostly looking dead person, peek around and then come out, and it opened its mouth, but before the words came out, that's when he started screaming and said, "It's not real," and then ran out of the room. I got chills. Yeah. And he ping ponged off the fridge and stove and hit the ground. And so when he told them that, Kim said, "Well, I didn't want to say anything, but the reason why I was kind of being off-putting when you guys arrived is because when I got here before you guys did, I wasn't sure if you guys were home, and I looked in the window and I saw your brother hanging." It wasn't really her brother, right? But that's what she saw. There. She saw something give the impression of Jessica's brother hanging. Crazy, right? So she said she's got some more stories, so I told her to make sure she emails those in. And if you've got some more stories too, it's bukoboyspodcast@gmail.com. We want some more stories. We get a lot of good feedback from the stories when we report them, so please send them our way.
Yeah.
Good story, right?
That's a pretty good one.
It's spooky, so I want her to send me some more. So that'll be fun when she sends us more.
Yeah. Anything from more stories from Midvale, the better.
Yeah, exactly.
I think every city has ghost stories.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. Probably like 1 out of every 3 or 4 houses has ghosts in it, probably.
What about
you
UFOs?
Don't even know. UFOs? I got a couple UFO stories.
I got some UFO stories too, yes.
Should we share some of those?
Yes, and then did you know, so last year, this did not get any media attention whatsoever, but last year, in October, it was announced that UFOs are real, and that they actually put together a team to do more investigations on them and to use their technology.
Right.
And the team is...
We looked that up. I know, it was President Trump that kind of made him be more disclosed about it. Kind of more open, I should say. More open about it. Fully disclosed about it. And so it makes you wonder, like, how much does, the government people know? Like, in that area
so
of the president? Because it makes you think, do past presidents know things that are hidden or...
Yeah, they have to sign something that they have to... be quiet about it.
Sure, but it makes you wonder because you kind of I think of that movie with Will Smith. What was that movie?
Men in Black.
No.
Or
With the
Independence
aliens.
Day?
Yeah, Independence Day, and the president's like, no, if there was a Roswell or I would know these things, and then they're like, well, there is one. It's like, what? I didn't know. So I mean, that kind of implanted an idea in
I'm
my
sure
head too.
they tell them some, but not all of it. I guarantee there's a ton that the president has no idea.
Yeah, so it's very interesting because I believe in UFOs.
I do, based off of firsthand accounts.
Yeah, but to think that the universe is so vast, to think you were the only living creature is absurd. But that's just my opinion.
We're the only living because we're the perfect distance from the sun.
Right.
We weren't always, and we won't always be this distance from the sun. So eventually we'll drift away and be uninhabitable.
Interesting. Don't get scared, guys. It'll be way past our lifetimes.
Oh yeah, we're talking billions of years from now.
So do you have that task force? I'm calling task force.
It's a TTSAAS. It's called To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science.
That's kind of a cool name. All right.
And
kind of long.
It's an innovative public benefit corporation which will advance research into unexplained phenomena and develop related technology.
Interesting.
So it has 3 synergistic divisions: science, aerospace, and entertainment. Merge all 3 together and you get Independence Day.
Yes. Oh, so interesting. So you said you have a couple stories?
Yeah.
Let's alternate. You go with one and I'll do the one and we'll go back and forth.
Okay. I'll tell this second one. My second one. This has to do with because I had just had a first experience.
Okay.
So this next experience happened, and with this experience, a friend of mine were watching the sky because of the first experience I had, and I told him about it. So he was like, I want to look for stuff too.
Okay.
So we're looking in the sky, we're checking stuff out. We see we're seeing satellites. Satellites are common. We're pointing them out to each other. Well, one satellite we find, and we're both watching it because there's nothing else in the sky. We're both following it, and the satellite seems to split into 2. It just split.
Okay.
And we're like, crazy. We didn't see 2 there, so it's kind of crazy how that happened. So now we're following these 2 satellites that are going side by side, and then all of a sudden, they split again into 4. And now there are 4 that are making like a V shape.
So started off as 1.
Started off as 1.
Split into 2. Those 2 split into 4.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
And it stayed into 4, and it was like a wide V shape.
Okay.
And it just kind of sailed across the sky like a satellite in the same speed as a satellite, and just kept going until we finally couldn't see it anymore.
Interesting.
But that was pretty strange. That satellites don't do that. And it never changed speed. It never changed course. It just stayed like that. And that was very different from the first experience I had.
That's interesting because that's pretty interesting. So that actually brought up another story for you. So I actually have 3 stories now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll tell 2 of them right now because they're both pretty short. Well, the first one, this actually happened last year to me. It was I was on another appointment in Ogden. I was coming back into Salt Lake, and it's right. I'm coming from Ogden, so I'm heading south. I'm into Bountiful at this point, and I'm coming towards the mountain before it curves around and goes into Salt Lake Valley. All right, you following me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on I-15 heading south. Straight ahead of me is the mountain, and there's a couple houses on top of the mountain. And I'm kind of driving. I kind of look up, and I see this big flash. It was like a bluish, greenish color. It kind of flashed high above in that neighborhood on top of the mountain, and then it shot downward. So it didn't shoot up, right? It didn't shoot up. If it shot up, I would have thought fireworks or something, because it was about this time of year. It was maybe like more like January. It was like January actually, and so it was like a bright bluish greenish color above, and it shot downward. So that's a short story. It was very interesting. I was actually driving. I was training somebody. I was driving. He's a former Marine, and I said, "Did you see that?" And he looked at me and said, "Nope." I said, "Okay." So that's one story. The other story I have, it kind of is relatable to what you just said. So I was downtown with a friend, downtown Salt Lake, and we were just kind of walking around. It was like late at night, and we were just kind of walking around, and we were just kind of sitting down, and we were in like this courtyard by the LDS temple downtown Salt Lake. We're in this courtyard because it's really, I mean, it's beautiful, right? They have water fountains and things like that. So we're just sitting there talking, and it's nighttime, and I kind of look up, and above the temple, I see this white light, and it's kind of floating like paper. So if I were to right now drop a piece of paper, it kind of floats. It was floating like that.
Side to side.
Yeah, back and forth, swishing, and but it would, it wouldn't fall. It would come down, then go back up, and go left, and it was just kind of floating like that. And I was like, "What the heck is that?" And I show it to her, and she sees it, and we're kind of watching this together. And I don't know if it's directly above the temple. We were just near the temple when we look up. It's above, right? So I don't know exactly location of it. But watch this interesting story, though. I've heard people talk about this light that floats like paper years after I've seen this. So I'm watching this, and it's doing that, right? It's kind of floating back and forth. It's like a swooshing back and forth like paper, and it's going left and right and up and down, and all of a sudden it just splits into two, and they were both doing it. They were both just floating, and it's like paper, and it's so weird. I'm getting tingles again talking about it. I remember it clearly, and then it just kind of went off into the distance, and it was gone.
That's pretty nuts.
Pretty nuts, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was with Elsa, my friend Elsa at the time, and she saw it too. So you don't believe me? Go talk to her, and she'll remember. All right.
So this story pisses me off because you were there and you didn't see this.
Okay.
So this happened. We were sleeping on the trampoline.
Okay, in our backyard.
Yeah. And I didn't know this at the time, but it was giving off a noise because we lived pretty close to State Street, and you could hear the cars on State Street, and it's kind of loud. Well, anyways, as we're laying on the trampoline, I see something and catches my eye, and it's above me, like we're laying down, so it's straight above me, but to my right.
Okay.
And it's a orange, glowing orb.
All right.
And it's way up in the sky. And I wouldn't even say it was as big as the sun. It was maybe half the size of the sun.
All right.
But it wasn't as high up as the sun. I don't even think it was as high up as the stars. And this thing was like a dull orange. And the outside of it looked like as if it was blinking. Like it was blinking rapidly to where it was giving off a little bit of like an in and out of the intensified glow of it. The intensity would kind of go in and out, but it stayed lit. It stayed lit the same orange color. And it was going from my right straight above me and then over to my left. And as it was just cruising. It wasn't changing its speed. It wasn't going side to side. It was just cruising. And I was watching this and I'm like, holy shit. And I was trying to get you to see it. And for some reason, you couldn't see it.
Okay.
I was like even grabbing your head and pointing it at it, and you, for some reason, I don't know if you were just being a dick.
No, I didn't see anything.
And purposely like shutting your eyes or something.
No, I didn't. I kind of remember this,
but
this wasn't part of my hazy times.
This was pissing me off because you couldn't see this.
Yeah, I don't remember. I didn't see anything.
And it finally goes so far to my left where our neighbor had this really tall pine tree, and it goes beyond the pine tree, and I couldn't see it anymore. Well, after it passed that, all of a sudden it got quiet. And I didn't even realize that it was giving a humming sound. It had this...
Until it was at a distance,
until it had gone too far out of view to where all of a sudden it just started getting quiet. And I'm like,
interesting.
This whole time it was making a noise and I didn't even know it.
I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. I do remember you bringing that up, but I didn't see it.
About an hour had passed. We were laying on the trampoline still in the same positions. And about an hour had passed, and all of a sudden I start hearing this humming noise again. And so I'm looking in the sky, and I'm telling you, it's coming back, I can hear it. And from the same place it came where I had last seen it, it came back from there. And it came back about twice as fast. So now it's traveling back to where I had first seen it, but now it's coming out of in faster rate. Well, it goes to about the point where I had first seen it, and it stops. And so it cruised back across the sky, stopped from the point of where...
Are you trying to show me again at this point?
Yeah, I'm watching it, and I'm pointing at it, and I don't know how you don't see this, because it's like the only thing moving in the sky. Well, it goes back to that point, and it stops. And I'm watching it like, whoa. And then it just turns into an orange streak of light, and it goes it changes
Like
course
super fast.
super fast. It just
Interesting.
all I saw was an orange streak, and it was gone.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit.
Interesting.
And I'm like, how did you not see any of that? There was noise. There was
Maybe I wasn't supposed
vision,
to see it.
something. It was crazy. Maybe you weren't, but it was probably the coolest thing I had seen.
Interesting.
And I had talked to Alien Dave. He's on all over the Travel Channel right now.
Right.
And
He's got the meme with the crazy hair.
no, that's not Alien Dave.
Oh, it's not.
No,
Okay.
no, that's the guy from the History Channel.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Alien Dave is a local guy
All
from
right. I don't
Utah.
know who that is then.
He's a really big UFO researcher here in Utah. He
Okay.
has his own website.
Let's get him on.
Okay.
The Christmas tree
That'd
just
be
turned on.
cool.
It freaked me out over there.
But I talked to him about this, and I told him about that story, and he was like, "Whoa, the only thing I've ever seen orange like that was at Dugway." And
Okay.
he said, "What they are these upside down teardrops, and they're orange."
I've heard of those.
And he says whenever they do testing out there, he'll see these above the sky, above Dugway, and they drip little drops out of
Yeah, it
them.
looks like liquid metal is what I've heard. Or
Yeah,
I've seen
because
some
of
videos.
that orange glow.
Yeah.
But they don't just drop straight down. They come out and go in different directions, like little pods or something.
Oh, interesting.
So you never see them just drop out and go straight down. They drop out and go different side to side, or they shoot off to different locations. But he said that's the only thing he's ever seen that was orange. Well, a buddy of mine, and this was told to me by Alien Dave, who's seen that firsthand, and he goes, looks at that stuff on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
A buddy of mine that's an ex-Marine, he told me that he goes out to Dugway all the time because of his in-laws. They live out there.
Okay.
And he says every time he goes out there, there's this church he parks at and watches the sky. You get a good view of the sky from this church and above Dugway and everything.
Yeah.
He told me he saw the exact same thing with the dripping, but he
Right.
doesn't watch. He's never even heard of Alien Dave or any of that. And he told me the exact same story, the exact same phenomena.
Yeah, I mean, Dugway's out here in Utah, and it's
Area 52.
Yeah, it basically is this nickname, right? And a lot of interesting stories out there. So I wonder if you guys got some stories about that, because I know we talk a lot about ghost stories here because maybe we have a lot of experience with it and it kind of fascinates us. But we love all sorts of stories. So if you guys got more UFO stories,
Anything paranormal,
cryptid, paranormal,
Yeah.
ghost, Bigfoot, whatever, chupacabra, I don't care. Send it in to us. We love those type of stories, and I think a lot of our listeners do too. So you can email it to us at bukoboyspodcast@gmail.com. And I got one more, and I was out camping. So I'm with my friends. So I'm going to say my friends. So if you don't believe me, you can ask my friends. So I'm with Landon, Skylar, Deidrian, and the four of us are up camping at Strawberry Reservoir. And we're kind of off a little bit to the side in a little section called Current Creek. And we used to go there all the time, and because we got like a couple of hidden places we'd like to go, because we wouldn't be disturbed. People on the road couldn't see us. We would kind of be out of the way, tucked out of the way.
You can do your naked fishing.
Yeah, do some naked fishing, underage drinking. So one night we're sitting. So the four of us are sitting around a fire, and we're shooting the shit, having a good time, laughing, and we are drinking. So we're drinking, but we're not like drunkards and we're foolish. We're just drinking and having a good time.
Just enough to tickle fight.
Yeah, exactly. In the woods. And so we're sitting by this fire, and I don't remember, someone says a funny joke, and we're laughing. And I kind of lean back in my chair, kind of laughing at it. And I kind of lean back in my chair, and I look up to the sky. Now, again, kind of same sort of situation. It's nighttime. We're out in the mountains. You see all the stars. Like, they're bright. You see satellites all night long. You see satellites. So this isn't our first rodeo up there. We've been up there hundreds of times. So you know the pace of these satellites. You know the pace they've kind of drifted. And I see this light. And it's moving way faster than a satellite. And then the satellites also have like strobing lights, blue, green, planes as well. Mm-hmm. They have strobing lights, blue, green, red strobing lights. This is a solid white light. And I'm watching it, and it is zigzagging through the sky. It's probably moving, if I compare it to a plane or a set, because planes move faster than satellites, is probably easily going 3 to 5 times faster than the speed of a plane. Easily. And it is zigzagging. So planes do not zigzag. They are in a straight, continuous line. This is going left to right, up and down.
And this was
right
before the age of drones.
Yeah, this was a long time. This was before the age of smartphones.
Yep.
Like I had a flip phone. I had a flip phone, and but you didn't have reception out there, so you didn't. There was no point in bringing a phone because you didn't even have reception out there. This is how long ago this is, right? And I'm watching this, and I see it just doing the. It's not like going in a pattern. It's just going all over the place, zigzagging through the sky, and all of a sudden it kind of pauses for a moment, and like you said, boom! It takes off, leaves a streak of light, and it is gone. I'm talking quickness. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, my mouth's probably wide open. Like I said, I lean back in my chair from laughing. I kind of come forward again to look at everybody. As I kind of look forward again, they all look forward. All 4 of us saw this at the same time. And we were like, did you all just see that? Yup. And I remember Deidre ran in the truck because he was like, I ain't sleeping outside.
Sounds like something
you would do, right? And yeah, that's my story. So I have 3 stories, and I want to hear your guys' stories.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of them.
So you guys send them to us, all right? If you guys experience with Dugway, UFO, any of that stuff that we talked about. That's funny because we never talked about that. We've done episode 15. We talked a lot about ghosts, and this is our first time talking about UFOs. So
yeah, I mean, it's something that's intriguing to find. I think for everybody, because the answer of if we're alone, hell no, we're not alone. You know damn well there's a million of stars out there, and all those stars are suns, and there's planets around those suns.
Right.
And there's gonna be a planet that's the perfect distance from that sun that can inhabit life.
But the interesting and that doesn't interest me the most. The idea there's other living creatures on other planets doesn't interest me the most. The interesting part to me is that they can travel at that speed, come check us out, and then take off again.
Well, they're saying wormholes are how they're doing it.
What's
wormholes, black holes.
That's theories, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's theories. It's interesting. I don't know. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, I would like to finally one day figure that out, and hopefully during our lifetime.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Are you getting anything else?
Nope. We didn't get any treats yet. We need to get some treats.
You were gonna go look. Did you find any?
I found some, but on Amazon they wanted like $10 a box. I found
because they're all novelties. That's
rotisserie chicken, gravy, mac and cheese.
Oh boy.
All these different flavored candy canes.
You know what kind of throws me off though? Because mentally you think candy cane, you think sweetness, and then all of a sudden you have something savory. I think it throws your mind off for a loop.
Yeah, I'm sure they all taste like shit.
Yeah. Kind of like our soda challenge.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching another episode of the Buko Boys or listening. Thank you guys next time.
All right. Peace out, suckers.